Welcome to NFL Talk. I'm Liam.
And I'm Olivia.
And we're diving deep into the life of a true football legend today, Don Bosseler.
Yeah, his recent passing.
Yeah.
You know, it really made us want to take a look at his career.
Yeah.
One that went way beyond just the stats. We're talking college pros.
Yeah.
Even Wall Street.
Yeah, you don't see that combo every day. So let's start way back in his college days, University of Miami. This guy helped put Miami football on the map, leading the Hurricanes to a number 6 ranking in 1956, becoming an All-American.
Wow.
Not just good, it's program-defining stuff.
And it earned him a spot in the College Football Hall of Fame.
Of course.
But, you know, before all the awards and the accolades, there was a moment where it almost didn't happen.
Yeah.
Bosseler nearly left Miami.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, packed his bags, headed for the train station, all because of homesickness.
Wow. Can you imagine how different things might have been for him, for the Hurricanes?
It's crazy to think, you know, one decision could have changed everything.
For sure.
Luckily, his roommate Don Bosseler knew what was at stake and tipped off their coach, Andy Gustafson.
Oh, wow.
Gustafson actually raced to the train station.
Wow.
And convinced Bosseler to stay for just one more day.
Talk about a sliding doors moment.
I know.
One conversation, one extra day, and from there he goes on to lead the team in rushing. His junior and senior years becomes an All-American, a Miami legend.
Exactly. And that 1956 game against the Florida Gators,
Okay.
that's where you really see what Bosseler was made of.
Okay, I'm ready for this. What did he do?
He absolutely dismantled the Gators. 148 rushing yards. That's 23 more than the entire Florida team.
Wow.
2 touchdowns, an interception, a fumble recovery, even a 47-yard quick kick.
A quick kick.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, a quick kick is like a surprise punt on an early down.
Huh.
It really catches the other team off guard.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Domination doesn't even begin to describe it.
Mm.
I read somewhere that a sports writer at the time, Joe Kolb, basically said, is this All-American material or what?
Pretty much sums it up right. But here's where it gets interesting. Bosseler's son, Greg, actually ended up playing for the Florida Gators.
Now, that's what I call a family rivalry.
Right. I can only imagine those Thanksgiving dinners.
Oh, yeah.
So from dominating college to the NFL draft, you mentioned earlier that there was something unique about how he negotiated his contract.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Imagine having the confidence to call up Paul Hornung and Jim Brown.
Wow.
The guys drafted ahead of him and basically used their contracts to leverage a better deal for himself.
That's incredible. What kind of deal did he end up getting?
$10,000
Oh.
with a $500 signing bonus.
Not bad.
Which wasn't bad at all back then.
No.
Although the story goes that he spent that entire bonus in one night celebrating with his Miami teammates.
Sounds like he knew how to celebrate a win both on and off the field.
Definitely. But you know that negotiation skill.
Yeah.
It wasn't just for football.
Right.
Turns out Bosseler took that sharp mind to Wall Street after his playing days.
Wait, so from gridiron to the stock market, this guy really did it all.
He did, and quite successfully, too, became a stockbroker, which, when you think about it, is all about strategy timing and knowing how to make a deal, skills he clearly honed back in that draft.
So we've got this incredible college career, this savvy move in the NFL draft. What was his pro career like?
8 years.
Okay.
Primarily with the Washington Redskins.
Okay.
And he wasn't just there to make up the numbers.
Right.
He earned a Pro Bowl selection in 1959.
Wow.
Not too shabby at all.
Definitely not. It seems like this guy was destined for greatness wherever he went. But even after achieving so much, he never forgot his roots. He was inducted into the Miami Sports Hall of Fame in 1970 and later into the Hurricanes Ring of Honor.
His name is still spoken with reverence in Miami.
Yeah.
And you can see why.
It's amazing how his story goes beyond just the touchdowns and trophies.
Right. It's a reminder that these were real people.
Yeah.
With hopes and dreams and challenges just like us.
Absolutely. And what's really fascinating is how his story connects to broader themes. The evolution of college football, the changing landscape of the NFL, even the importance of financial literacy.
It's like we're seeing a snapshot of an era.
Yeah.
But also timeless lessons about perseverance, leadership, and the power of human connection.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the life of Don Bosseler, what's the one thing you hope our listener will take away from his story?
I think it's the reminder that greatness can be found in unexpected places.
Mm.
Bosseler wasn't just a football player. He was a leader, a negotiator, a family man, and a successful businessman.
Wow.
His life is a testament to the fact that our potential is limitless and that we can achieve extraordinary things if we set our minds to it.
Beautifully put. Don Bosseler's story is a true inspiration, reminding us that even in the face of adversity, we can always strive for greatness and leave a lasting legacy.
Goodbye and see you in the next video. And it wasn't just raw talent,
Right.
There was a real intelligence to his game.
Yeah.
He wasn't just running. He was thinking, strategizing on the field.
I guess that makes sense, especially with those quick kicks you mentioned earlier.
Right.
Seems like he was always one step ahead.
Exactly. And that's something that probably helped him in his pro career as well. Even though his NFL stats might not jump off the page compared to some of the all-time greats. That Pro Bowl nod speaks volumes.
For sure.
You don't get that by accident.
So you're saying it was more than just athleticism that made him a standout in the NFL?
Definitely. Think about the era he played in.
Yeah.
It was a different game back then. Tougher, more physical.
Oh, yeah.
And to excel in that environment, you needed more than just speed and strength.
Yeah.
You needed mental toughness. You needed to be able to read the game to anticipate your opponent's moves.
It's interesting that you bring up the different eras of football.
Mm-hmm.
When we look back at these legends, it's easy to forget the context they were playing in.
Absolutely. We can't judge them by today's standards. The game has evolved so much. The rules, the strategies, the athleticism, it's a whole different ballgame.
But there are certain qualities, I think, that transcend time.
Right.
That grit, that determination, the ability to lead those things are valuable in any era.
Yeah.
And it seems like Don Bosseler had them in spades.
No doubt about it.
Yeah.
And that leadership wasn't confined to the football field. Think about that draft negotiation. That takes a certain kind of confidence and strategic thinking.
And then to take those skills and apply them to a completely different field, the world of finance, that's remarkable.
Right. It shows an adaptability.
Yeah.
A willingness to learn and grow.
Yeah.
He wasn't content to rest on his laurels to just be Don Bosseler, the football star. He wanted to challenge himself to succeed in a new arena.
That's inspiring. Not to mention it makes you think about the importance of financial literacy for athletes.
Yeah.
It's not just about making money during your playing days. It's about managing it, investing, planning for the future.
Exactly. And Bosseler's story serves as a great example of that. He could have easily blown all his money, especially with that draft bonus story.
Oh, yeah.
But instead, he took a different path, one that required disciplined foresight and a willingness to learn new skills.
It makes you wonder, was that financial savvy something he always had? Or did he develop it later on?
It's hard to say for sure, but perhaps those early experiences, like negotiating his own contract, planted the seeds. It showed him the power of financial leverage, the importance of understanding the value you bring to the table.
And maybe those lessons on the football field, the teamwork, the discipline, the strategic thinking, maybe those things translated into his success in the business world.
It's certainly possible. After all, success in any field often comes down to the same fundamental principles: hard work, perseverance, and the ability to learn and adapt.
It's like what we were saying earlier. Those qualities transcend time and context.
Yeah.
Whether you're on the football field, on Wall Street, or anywhere else in life.
Right.
Those core values can take you far.
Absolutely. And Don Bosseler's life is a testament to that. He wasn't just a great athlete. He was a great human being.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something worth remembering.
It really is incredible when you think about it. He left an impact on so many different areas of life.
Yeah.
But for our listener, if they only remember one thing about Don Bosseler, what should it be?
I think it goes back to that pivotal moment at the train station. Imagine if he had gotten on that train.
Yeah.
We might never have known the legend of Don Bosseler.
It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the greatest challenges lead to the greatest triumphs. That one decision to stay, to fight for his spot, it changed everything, not just for him, but for the Miami Hurricanes.
And think about the ripple effect.
Yeah.
Who knows how many lives he touched, how many people he inspired with his talent, his work ethic, his unwavering spirit.
It really makes you think about the impact one person can have. It's like that, quote, "A single act of kindness throws out roots in all directions, and the roots spring up and make new trees."
That's beautiful and so true. And it applies not just to kindness, but to any act of courage, any decision to persevere, any moment where we choose to push ourselves beyond our perceived limits.
Like Don did time and time again, from facing down those homesick blues to staring down the Florida Gators defense, even taking on Wall Street after football.
Exactly. He never backed down from a challenge.
Right.
And that's something we can all learn from, whether we're facing a tough decision, pursuing a dream, or simply trying to be a better person. Don Bosseler's story reminds us that we have the power within ourselves to make a difference.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I think it's safe to say that Don Bosseler was more than just a football player. He was a leader, a trailblazer, a man who lived his life to the fullest and left a legacy that extends far beyond the gridiron.
He truly was. And his story is an inspiration to us all, reminding us that with hard work, determination, and a little bit of grit, we can achieve anything we set our minds to.
Goodbye and see you in the next video.